Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. So, I'm finally in the mood for some Grisaia again. Finally. It only took a little bit. At the very least, for today. We'll see about tomorrow. Yeah, I apologize that everything has been so kind of, you know, weird for the past, nearly month now. But, starting next week, I will actually have a schedule. I will have an actual schedule out and released on Twitter and in the Discord again. So we can, you know, I can have proper streams and not just, alright, I'm gonna start this up and play, I guess, this. Just so you guys get a little more forewarning. Slowly but surely, we're gonna get back into the groove of everything. So, with that being said, however, we are continuing Makina's route in Grisaia. What happened last time? Kind of just some more bad shit, I guess, sorta. Namely that there's most certainly a feud going on between the main family and the branch family of the Irisu clan. They've now, at the very least, the main family has finally learned that Makina is out and about again. And not confined to a hospital, so they wanted to get her half-sister, who is from the branch family, kind of out of the way so she can take, you know, take her position as head of the family again. Even though Makina does not want that in the slightest. Like, at all. She doesn't want to, but they're kind of pressuring her. In a way. They really want her to. The branch family wants her out of the way and are making kind of subtle harassment threats. And by subtle, I mean driving by and shooting at her workplace. Because if Makina is kind of out of the picture for another 3 years, she, in the terms of the law, will have essentially abandoned her position and no longer be legally entitled to it. And it would then default back to her half-sister. The branch family did a good job of keeping her inside a hospital for about 6-7 years, but, you know, I mean, she eventually got out. And they tried their best to even keep her more hush-hush that she's in the school. But eventually word got out to the main family. Meanwhile, Yuji's just kind of stuck in the middle, still acting as, you know, Makina's father. And, you know, trying to protect her any way he can and also support her in any way she can. I.e., whatever decision she makes, he'll wholeheartedly take that. He'll wholeheartedly support it however he can. This has gone from him just kind of tailing her unknowingly, protecting her from other people that have been tailing her, trying to find out who shot up the bakery as best as he can. Not really to much avail, even getting a bit of a chewing out from JB because he took her passwords and shit. Yeah, there's a lot kind of going on. A lot. So, we are just going to continue on. See where it takes us. I think when I left off, someone was getting the shit kicked out of him. Probably someone that was supposed to be tailing her. So, here we go. Oh yeah, I said it so you guys don't get to see my cursor anymore on here. Oh, that's beauty.
勘弁してくださいよマジで俺ちゃんとやったじゃないですかお口答えとかしちゃう元気まだあんのかよんじゃまだボコっても死なねえよなほらすいませんマジ無理っす勘弁してくださいちったくどうしますか阿藤さんああなんかもう勘弁してくれとか言っちゃってんですけどどうしますもう殺しちゃってもいいっすかねああそりゃおめえ殺しちゃまずいだろ人殺しちゃおめえいくねえよ俺 自慢じゃねえっすけど、学校とかまともに行ってねえから初耳ってやつですよ。
ああ、まあいいわ。ちょっとそいつこっち連れてこい。
ほら、てめえいつまで寝てんだよ。起きろよボケ。
あ、いいですよ。そんな無茶引っ張んなくても自分で立ちますから。
お前誰だっけ？名前だよ、なんつった？あ、たかしくん？
ただしっすよ、石川ただし。
ああ、ほいじゃったね、ただしくん。なんだおめえ、あれだ。おめえよ、ダメじゃんかよ。ちゃんと俺の言う通りに仕事してくんなきゃよ。
だからちゃんと言われた通りにパン屋に鉛玉ぶち込んだじゃないですか。何がダメなんすか。
だからよ、おめえちゃんと俺の話聞いてたか？俺はパクった車でやれってそう言ったよな。おい奥田、俺ちゃんと言ったよな。
へい、ちゃんと言いました。
だろ？焦った。言い忘れたかと思ったじゃねえか、この野郎。ざけんなてめえ。
おす
なあ、俺はちゃんとパクった車でやれって言ってんのに。なんだよおめえ、それ無視しててめえの愛車でかっこよく乗りつけちゃったの？
Good job, buddy. When you do a drive-by, don't use your own fucking car.
何？俺の車超イケてんから見て見てって感じで目立とうとしちゃった感じ？
そんなんじゃねえっすよ。ただ車パクんのも面倒だったし。
Oh my god, one thing worse than a criminal is a lazy one.
俺の車どうせナンバー偽物だしバレねえかなってちょっと思っただけで。
ダメじゃんかよ。なあ、おめえさ、そういうとこ全然ダメな。おめえの間抜けな自己判断でよ。足がついたらどうすんの？あ？おめえ一人がパクられんなら俺だって何も言やしねえよ。でもよ、おめえがパクられてなんだほらマナズル
芋づるっすかね。
そう、それだよ。おめえ芋づる式ってやつで俺らまであげられたらそりゃシャレになんねんじゃねえのって話じゃねえのかよ。
Okay then. Wow, I don't know, this guy might be the boss, but he seems a little, not the brightest. He's forgetting simple words like deducing.
すいません、勘弁してください。
ダメだな、ほんと。まったく暴走族なんかやってるやつはアホばっかりだよ。簡単なお使いすら満足にできやしねえ。
You know what? I'll take opening the stream with something like this, rather than constant sexual innuendos. Yeah, I'll take that. It's a nice change of pace. Just a guy getting the shit kicked out of him being told he's dumb. Over, you know, literally everything else I've ever had to deal with.
おめえダメ。生きてる価値ねえよ。つか殺すのも面倒だよ、お前。わかってんの？
すいません、マジで次もう失敗しませんから。
バーカ、次なんかねえんだ。てめえみたいな使えないやつに杯やるわけねえだろ。
そんな約束違うじゃないですか。
おう、先に約束破ってくれちゃったのそっちじゃねえのかよ。
勘弁してくださいよ。この前もそんなこと言って結局杯くんなかったじゃないですか。
テレビだバーカ。杯が欲しけらもうちっと真面目に働いてちった役に立てよ。
From what I understand, and this is mostly coming from Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, sharing a cup with someone in what is presumably some kind of criminal thing is like tying yourself to them. It's to, you know, make it so you're connected, like factual family. Because they did that in Iron-Blooded Orphans twice. When, like, the main group of, characters joined up with the Mafia, more or less. They joined up with the Space Mafia. So first they had them, share a cup with, fucking one other character to kind of make them, like, yeah, they're officially gonna be, like, your big brother, so you gotta listen to what they say. And you can go to them for anything. And then later on, they eventually shared a cup with the actual, you know, Don, more or less. And when the Don wanted to break ties with them, or needed to break ties with them, he would break the cup, symbolically ending any and all connection with them. So I think that's what they're kind of getting at here. He's still trying to get in with this group fully. He's just kind of there, working with them as almost like a pawn, I guess. So he's not like family. You know, family.
ねえ、おめえ、犬だって餌やりゃ、おめえよりいい仕事すんぞ。ああ。ウィス。ウィスじゃねえよ、バカ。てめえ真面目にやる気あんのかよ。
次は大丈夫っす。マジで俺気合バリ入れて真面目に頑張るっすから。
んだよ、たく。おめえ、次失敗したらマジ死ぬっすからよ。
えっす。
お、ああ、ダメだ。俺は思い出しちまったよ。
Well, I think this guy's dead.
他にも失敗してんじゃんかよ。な。
なんすか？他にも失敗って。
おめえあれだ。昨日の夜俺が渡したチャカバーで女に見せびらかしてたろ。
あれはその
なあ、俺言ったよな。誰にも言っちゃダメだぜっていう。それがおめえと来たら何よ。チャカ手にした途端何飲み屋で女に自慢とかしちゃってんのよ。バカじゃねえ。
Okay, we're gonna ignore that.
奥だ、こいつ殺していいよ。
勘弁してくださいよ。
何やってんだ、奥だ。はよ、こいつ殺さんね。奥だ。
Don't tell me fucking Yuji's here and he's already killed this guy. Okuda. I think fucking Yuji's here.
奥だってめえ、何寝てんだよ。おい、ただし。てめえ、ふざけんな。誰だ。誰かいんのか。隠れてねえで出てこいやくれ。
Shuhokai Deputy Underboss Susumu Ato-san, right?
あ？誰じゃお前？どこにいる？出てこんかい。
What are you looking at? I'm right behind you. As Ato spins around violently, the back of my hand meets the tip of his jaw. Amplified by his own momentum, the blow jerks his head a good 90 degrees to the side. Quivering from the impact, Ato's eyes roll back in his head. He's unconscious before his knees hit the ground. Normally, this would be the point where you start kicking kidneys or crushing windpipes just to be on the safe side. But instead, I roll the three unconscious men over, tie their hands between their backs with high-strength nylon rope, then do the same to their ankles. As the finishing touch, I tie their bound ankles and wrists together, leaving them curled helplessly backward like three particularly puffy and unattractive seals. What the fuck? But okay, he basically has them hog-tied. Honestly. First a detective agency, now organized crime. Our friends at the Branch family are just full of lovely surprises.
爪ふざけやがってどこの名刺やこれ。
Sorry about the surprise attack. Couldn't go picking a fair fight with Yakuza, you know? I'd get kicked out of the house if I lost.
言ってめ何の丸だ。こんなことしてただで済むと思ってんのか。
Well, I suppose you wouldn't, no. You people do take pride pretty seriously. Even as I speak, I'm busily rolling up Ato's tacky lavender suit jacket. As expected, he's got a pull-through snap leather holster strapped on his left side, with a shiny silver automatic visible inside. Shining, whatever. Hmm? What's this? A Taurus? Damn, even the deputy underbosses are packing some pretty nice toys these days. I grab the weapon by the grip and give it a solid yank. The snap flies open with a metallic click, and the gun slides free smoothly and easily. The 9mm Brazilian pistol's been polished to a blinding sheen for some ridiculous reason. Combined with a pearl-white grip he seems to have swapped in for aesthetic reasons, the thing almost looks like a toy at first glance. Look, Ato-san. The jacket was bad enough. This is a bit much, don't you think? Silver polish and a pearl grip? There's bad taste, and then there's just posturing. I'd always thought villains only packed a flashy custom Taurus in the movies, but seems my belief system needs some revisiting.
てめえこれ何をする気だ。ふざけんじゃねえぞ。
I'm not fucking around, my friend. Sorry, but you're gonna be moving to a nice, villa for a while.
No.
I hit the mag catch button with my thumb and remove the magazine, then pull back the slide and peer into the chamber. It's empty. The hell's the point of having a fast draw holster if you have to take the time to chamber around before you can shoot? I'll show, huh? Well, whatever. Pushing the disassembly button with my forefinger, I rotate the lever downward, then advance and remove the slide assembly. After compressing the recoil spring and guide, I carefully pull the barrel free. Safety? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would definitely be for safety to not have a round chambered, but I mean, he specifically has a, you know, quick draw holster, so it's like, oh shit, shootout's gotta go down, then shoot, instead of just pull and fire. I mean, these guys are Yakuza, apparently. Also, hey, Brozart, how's it going? So I need to line up all of my, windows a little more properly. I'm just looking at them, and they're all slightly off-kilter from each other. Like, you can just see the the game capture one poking through at the top. I can see the black border from the game capture one, like from the Elgato. Oh, man. I gotta work on that after stream. Get these things all fucking aligned. It goes, working on some work. Gotta work very hard, right? Working a good old business. Do business work as businessman. What kind of business do I do? Business type business. It's business time. I love when he said it's business time and businessed all over those guys. Oh, man. There's only one good thing that came out of Morbius, and it was that damn meme. Made by a Yu-Gi-Oh player, of all things. God, that whole thing stemmed from a Yu-Gi-Oh player. That was just a random tweet he made, and then it just spread like wildfire. Everybody stand back, I'm got a business! God almighty. About time to contribute something. Damn! Throwing shade! God damn, Brozard! Oh yeah, the Kappa for good measure.
Hello there.
Hey Nick, how's it going? Been a little bit since I've heard hello there. Oh, good there. I'm not really looking at this, and now I'm starting to not like where I have the screens with all the games and stuff, because there's just a lot of empty space up top. I don't know, I'm getting very particular now. I'm being really conscious about it. Can I move? Oh, that's why I placed them all there, because the way I have this set up, there's just a big black box I could do nothing about. That's just how the guy had it, how the people have it. The people that made these overlays. So I'm doing that to cover up the big black box. In fact, behind me, behind my thing here, my camera, I'm gonna make it disappear for a minute. There's also a spot for a camera, but it's at such a weird, like, perspective. If I tried to stretch mine to fit into there, I would look wide. I believe they do that just so people can't just take the background itself and then do whatever they want with it, like try and resell it. I think that's what they put down in their thing, that's how they have it all set up. They have it all literally, like, put together, stitched together, and saved as one whole layer itself. So you can't just take, I'm just gonna take that layer and then maybe do this with it and sell it as my own thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how they did it. So, yeah, I'm just kind of working around with it. So yeah, I definitely made, I think I made all my game ones a little bigger than the black box behind them, I think. Oh no, I made them about the same, so okay. Yeah, so that's just how it is. I'm okay with it. I've been working around. I've been working with it. It's been going well. You guys wouldn't even know if I didn't point it out. If I never said anything, you guys never would have known. You're not wrong. Also, I gotta change some of my settings on here again, because after I cleared my cache, everything got turned back to normal. There we go. Now it's how it should be. I can see timestamps and everything on everyone's messages. I like seeing timestamps, okay? I'd like to know how long it took me to reply to something. Because you know me, I can get onto a tangent and forget what my chat is saying. Yeah, I'm gonna have to resize all of the capture things so they're all, like, you know, the same and not poking out like that is. I just gotta make, I'll do that after stream. So I can remedy that right now though by just, you know, making it not be a thing. I just, you know, made it not visible. I actually really do like these overlays. I like them a lot. I like these, just the little animations in the background going and around the chat box. It just adds that little more. Even my, you know, all my other screens. Lol, just noticed 2 bear and 2 banana. Okay, look, I had to test whether I fixed if my follower alerts would go off or not, and, you know, update here. For Streamlabs, okay? So I just quickly made another account, hit follow on it, and it popped, so yeah. There, 2 bear and 2 bananas. That's fair. It wasn't joshing or anything. It's a good gag. It is a good gag. I need to think of something like, okay, what's like just another account I could quickly make just to test this? Because it needed to be a fresh account that had never followed me before. And I wasn't about to go out and say, hey, can you just go follow me for a sec? No, that's weird. So I'm like, fuck it, alright. 2 bear and 2 bananas. The next one might be Bear and Bananas Tokyo Drift. Who knows? Also, I could probably use that as just a fallback account in case anything happens to this account, which I doubt anything would happen to it, like if it just like gets hacked or something. I at least have a fallback. Which I think a few people have something like that. Though I think it's generally maybe somewhat bigger people have an alt account that just doesn't have their name at all, so they can just kind of chill out somewhere else if they don't want to be recognized. I don't know. One Discord I'm in, apparently some of the mods there are kind of doing that just because they want to be able to just kind of chat and chill and hang out with people in there without, you know, everyone talking to them and being, you know, it's like, oh, but they're a mod, so I gotta treat them differently kind of thing. Yeah. Right, yeah, so yeah, there you go. There's the, that's why 2 bear and 2 bananas exists. Not a very good alt, because it's literally just my name with 2's in front of it. I mean, my bot is Brozard Wizard, because, like, program wizards exist. My handle already ends in Zard, and I like King Gizzard. Oh my... Okay. Brozard Wizard. Brozard Wizard. Lizard Wizard. Lizard Wizard feeding on a gizzard. Try saying that 3 times fast. Lizard Wizard feeding on a gizzard. Yeah, it's about time for ads. Puppies? I have puppy ads? I like puppy. I want puppy. I want puppy ads. I mean, I have a dog here all the time. She's my baby girl. She's asleep. Of course. She's so comfy now. She is just super comfy everywhere. Just, yeah, I'm gonna have a nap. Where? Yes. Generally, my bed or my parents' bed. Whichever one, whoever's door is open. Usually my door. I'll take this ad break time to quickly checketh the thing. Oh, you're back? Good, good, good. The puppies were for Subaru and they were playing soccer. Oh my god, that's adorable. That is absolutely adorable. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I love dogs, okay? I love dogs a lot. In fact, tomorrow, my uncle's coming up for Easter, and they're bringing their little puppy. It's freaking adorable. And very much a puppy, just kind of wants to run around everywhere, wants to chew everything. Literally puppy. But she's absolutely adorable. Gets along very well with my dog, because, well, we had them over at the old house. And they brought her, and, well, Ruby was totally fine with her. She was running around, playing with her, being, you know, gentle with her. Just being like, friend. And then obviously we'll just kind of lie down when she didn't really want anything to do, but if, you know, kind of nudged enough, then she'd go back to start playing. Because, I mean, that's just how dogs are. Our dogs are very, very much dogs. Like, they're very dog-friendly. They just see another dog and think, friend. That's all. Hey, friend, want to sniff you? I'm gonna get very happy because, friend. Yeah, that's kind of what you want. You want your dogs to be friendly around other dogs. I mean, I knew these two were, you know, I knew Ruby and her brother Zeus were both, you know, definitely dog-friendly. I mean, they grew up in like a fairly big litter in general. They're always around each other, so they're used to seeing another dog. Obviously, they had the parent dogs with them too, so, and they were fine, I assume, with other dogs, because these two had a good temperament. We didn't keep them away from other dogs if we could. I had the two of them around Jen's dog when she brought them around once, and they were fine, other than, well, Zeus just being a horn dog. Eventually, I just kind of put them away, because they were still kind of young. But they were fine. Oh yeah, he's just typical male dog. He's just a typical male dog. It was pure pain whenever Ruby went into heat. 24/7, he'd be following her around, chasing her around, and panting like mad. It's like, oh, and then she was just getting tired from having to run away from him all the time. Oh, man. It is a major pain. But we don't have to worry about that now, thankfully, because we did get Ruby fixed. And then they've just been going back to normal. It's just like, yep, just chilling out, playing, all that fun stuff together whenever they're together. But regardless, they are still friendly around dogs. They're not going to bark at another dog or do anything to them. Hell, they're even very good around children. I mean, we had my niece around both of them from, like, pretty much the day she was born. I think the worst that's happened is just they may have just knocked her down moving too quickly. That's it. Other than that, they're very, very gentle with her and other small children. These are really good dogs. Obviously, I'm not gonna leave them alone in the room with, like, you know, a few month-old or 1-year-old, maybe not even... I'd still be wary of leaving them alone with my niece right now, even though she is 2 and walking around. I wouldn't leave them completely alone, but at the very least, I'd feel calm being in the same room and having the dog be, you know, just kind of roaming around while they're in it. That's kind of what I mean. It's like, yeah, they might be trained, they might be good, but they're still an animal. You gotta be just that little bit cautious still. You still always have to be cautious. But enough about that. I think I should get back to this game. Me and my tangents, right?
Nani? してやがる。てめえ。
If you can't tell by looking, there's no reason to waste my breath trying to explain. Once I've methodically arranged the disassembled components of the gun on the ground, I grab one of Ato's hands and begin to apply his fingerprints to them. Yeah, definitely have to be cognizant of that. Friend of mine gets mad at his fiance's cat for doing things a cat does. Yeah, fair. Cats love to scratch at things in general. But still, you always gotta watch animals around children. No matter how well tamed or calm they are. Still always gotta watch. Especially when they're very young and the dog might be very big. Especially compared to them. And then obviously teaching said young child to be nice with the animals. Don't, hit them too hard. Be gentle with them. That kind of stuff. If they aren't cat lovers or never had cats, that could be a reason why. Potentially that too. If they've never had cats, any little thing they do could be annoying to them. Or getting mad at them for it because they're just not used to it. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of sides to that. There's a lot that goes into pet ownership. There's a lot. Last I heard, Aqua still has to struggle with her kids about that. Well, I mean, they'll learn eventually. Might take a bit of time, but they'll learn. Kids do learn in time. Especially once they get older, that's all. They get that little bit older, they'll understand a little bit better. Like, these are not toys, they are living things. Yes, exactly. You can play with them, but they are not toys. Be gentle with them. They can get hurt just like you get hurt. They're 7 or 8 now? Okay. Still. They'll learn. They'll still learn. No more that the kids can hurt them? Yeah. Yeah, they'll learn. It's alright. It's okay. They're still growing. They're still, developing all that. They'll eventually figure it out. And finally get it in their heads that, okay, I gotta be more careful with the animals. They will learn. You still don't get it? I'm getting your prints all over this gun. Most thugs clean their fingerprints off their pistols these days, but there's plenty of morons who forget to wipe the insides of the weapon as well. I'm having our friend Ato-san here become one such idiot. Naturally, I'm wearing thin rubber surgical gloves for every step of this procedure, so as to keep my finger oils to myself.
Yamera. Teme. Nani kangaete yagara?
You really want to know? Don't think I feel like telling, though. I'm a bit of a tease that way. I extract the 9mm bullets in the magazine one by one and carefully press them against the tips of Ato's fingers. After I'm finished applying his prints to the internals of the weapon, I snap the gaudy torus back together the way it was, then wrap it carefully in a towel. Okay then, I'll be on my way now. crew. That might be a little much. Alright then. What was the name of that useless biker kid over there again? Ishikawa Tadashi-kun? I'll untie his ropes, just to have him help you out once he wakes up. Fire the gun, take the slide off, burn their fingers in the hot barrel, damn. I cut the nylon ropes binding Ishikawa Tadashi with a pair of scissors I bought at a 100 yen shop before coming here, then tossed them carelessly away. With the sound of Otto bellowing desperately at his comatose underling echoing pleasantly in my ears, I take my leave. He's gonna get them all arrested for shooting up the bakery, isn't he? Well then. I went out of my way to nab a tacky pistol from a Shuho Kai underboss. Just toss it in the window of a police station. But if Officer Bumblefuck proceeds to drop it in the lost and found, my efforts will have been wasted. Officer Bumblefuck. Damn. So what to do then? The solution's elegantly straightforward. Simple as this. Step 1, squeeze off a few shots at the police station. Step 2, toss the gun into some random bush nearby. Step 3, haul ass out of there. Nice and easy. A bored police force is proof of a peaceful city. Nothing to be ashamed of. That said, without the occasional bit of excitement, anyone would get complacent and slow on their feet. A little cold sweat's only healthy every once in a while. Doing good deeds really does make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I think I'll be able to sleep soundly tonight. Yuji, you shot at a fucking police station! That is not a good deed. What a fucking edgelord! Yeah, right? Or just make like Alfred and call an anonymous tip. Nah, I'm sorry, Yuji doesn't have an... Oh wait, no, Yuji does have an Alfred. But I don't think he wants to get Sachi involved. He's definitely not going to want Sachi to get involved in this. It's been 3 days since the shooting at the bakery. Makina hasn't taken a step outside the school grounds after that incident. She's spending even more time inside the dorm than she's used to. I just shot blanks! Oh my god. Blanks can still kill! That said, she's not just moping around gloomily. I can see their parachutes! They're okay! Oh my god. Oh, thank you, Ocean Dub DBZ! Oh no! They blew up the cargo robot! They're gonna phase into a different dimension. Like, what the fuck is that? It just phase into a different dimension, huh? God almighty. Thank you, Ocean Dub. Granted, Ocean Dub Vegeta is the one I am most familiar with. And the one we see from all the, you know, it's over 9,000. Yeah, good old Ocean Dub. Thank you, Canada. Okay, Brian Drummond is my Vegeta. He is my Vegeta. That's kind of why they brought him back in Dragon Ball Super, to be the copy Vegeta. So you have both Chris Sabat's Vegeta and Brian Drummond's Vegeta talking to each other. That's the Vegeta I grew up with. I got confused the one day when I saw the same episode in the Boo Saga and suddenly everyone's voices were different. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't understand what dubbing was. Like, you know, actual dubbing. How there'd be different, different dubs of the same thing. I know that now, though. What is that, a motorboat?
出ました。あなたの守護霊は赤いウインナーです。ちょっと何よそれ。なんで私の守護霊のウインナーなのよ。しかも赤いってどういうことよ。
A bright red hot dog.
そんなこと言われても、だって見えたんだもの。チルチルの背後に赤いのが。
Damn it, Brozard.
はあ？つか意味わかんなくない？だって守護霊だよ。赤いウインナーって生き物じゃなくない？生き物じゃないのに霊って変でしょ。あれ？でもよく見るとカニ？
A
カ
crab?
ニの足？なんでカニなのよ。守護霊だよ。守護してくれる霊だよ。
I mean...
足がどうやって私を守護すんのよ。
I mean, when you get down to it, in evolution, eventually everything becomes crab. I don't know why. I also don't want to know why, but yeah, evolution eventually just turns into crab. Yeah, no return to monkey, it's return to crab. Become the crab, embrace crab. I should probably keep eating them quicker. Peak life form. Crab people is peak, is where we're headed. Crab people is real. Oh crap. You're not liking this is what peak evolution looks like. Oh, god damn it. Oh man, oh man. Michiru's face is perfect. Oh man.
ですが、みちる様、カニさんは一応生き物でいらっしゃいますし、食材として見ても赤いウインナーよりは数段上かと。
Put that on a 10k yen bill.
そういう問題じゃないよね。あ、違った。こいつカニじゃなくてカニ風味かまぼこだ。騙された。
Crab flavored fish paste. Wow.
安くなった上に生き物から遠いんだ。そうはおっしゃいますが、カニ風味かまぼこも元をたどればスケトウダラですし、みちる様の守護霊はスケトウダラであると言えないことも。どっちにしろ頼りないのは変わらないわよね。まあまあ、まだ生ものなだけいいのよさ。ユミちゃんの守護霊なんて炭酸電池なのよ。
Sakaki's guardian spirit is a AA battery.
いいじゃないのよ、炭酸。一番使い勝手がいいじゃない。その評価もどうかとは思いますが。
Makina's at least acting like her normal cheerful self. But according to Amane's testimony, when the girl's alone, she often drops her head and stares at the floor, silently brooding. The cause is obvious enough. Anyone would be depressed after an ugly incident like that. And for that reason, I have an obligation to get off my ass and take action.
Oh, Yuji, anta dokka iku no?
Yeah, got a job in the city today.
Papa.
Don't worry, I'll be back by evening. As Makina looks up at me with anxiety in her eyes, I thump a hand onto her head, then vigorously ruffle her frizzy hair around. Sachi, look after her for me.
はい、お預かりいたします。どうかご安心を。風見さんもお気をつけていってらっしゃいませ。
Yeah, I'll be back in no time.
パパ、本当に一人で大丈夫？
Just trust me.
なに？なんなの？あんた戦場にでも行くの？
Well, what's it to you? Oh! Okay. We're gonna see Makina's mom. That's a development. I'm gonna meet Makina's mother.
マキナも？え、何しに？
NANI?!
Thank you, Nick. I'm gonna ask her to leave Makina to me.
え？それってプロポーズ？お嬢さんを私にください的なやつ？
Not even close, but... It's surprisingly hard to define the exact difference.
何？本当に？あんたたち結婚すんの？
Please no.
What the fuck?!
Like I just said, you got it all wrong. Anyway, I'll be on my way now.
いってらっしゃいませ。
God damn it, Michiru. Since things have come this far, I have no choice but to talk directly to a figure of authority in the Irisu and appeal for a stop to this coercive campaign against Makina. Normally, that would mean directly meeting Makina's grandfather, the previous head of the clan, Irisu Haruchika. But the man sits at the top of a very high peak. It's hard to imagine I'd be able to secure even a chance to negotiate. What's more, precisely because he's so far above the clouds, apparently there's a good chance Haruchika doesn't know much of anything about the recent shooting incident. Seems strange that the acting head executive wouldn't know what's going on in his own organization, but... On that point, Sakaki provided me with a fairly convincing explanation last night.
例えば、そう。あなたが指の先に怪我をしたとしましょう。怪我をすれば、あなたは当然痛いと感じる。怪我をしたことには気がつくはず。
Okay.
でも、その傷口に侵入した雑菌と白血球が戦っていることをあなたは意識できないでしょ？
True enough. Even if you're aware that the process is taking place in an academic sense, there's no way to grasp the exact details of that microscopic battle.
イリスケも同じことよ。イリスケを人の体に例えるなら、今回のことは指先に刺さったトゲに等しいわ。頭脳であるハルチカ氏は痛みでトゲの存在に気がついたとしても白血球の活動までは認知していない。組織ってそういうものよ。
Okay then. I see. Even so, I can't just let things stay this way. Fortunately enough, we're human beings, not cells. We should at least be able to negotiate.
だったら、まずはイリスさんのお母様、イリス清香さんに会うことね。
Makina's mother, is it?
イリス家の総裁がハルチカ氏だとは言っても、事実上のイリス家を仕切っているのは祖母である初音さんと母親である清香さんなのは有名な話ね。イリス家は女系の家なのよ。
Oh, now that you mention it, Makina had said something like, talking to Grandpa won't do any good. I just assumed she meant Haruchika-san couldn't comply with her requests because of his responsibility to the organization he leads. But maybe she meant that the man's a figurehead, lacking the authority and influence to help even if he wanted to.
ハルチカ氏にとっての最善が組織にとっての最善とは限らない。そんな時、最高意志の決定としての発言力を持つのは祖母の初音さん、そして母親の清香さんということになるわ。
Yeah, we knew that much. It was very much a matriarch-driven organization and family.
話し合いをしたいのなら、まずは日本国内の事業を仕切っている清香さんを相手に選ぶことね。
とは言っても、そう簡単に会える方でもないと思うけれど。
It was a valid point, but as I'm always telling Makina, there's no chance of getting anywhere if you don't try. When backing down isn't an option, there's no reason not to test every option you have, even when you know the odds are long. Borrowing Makina's cell, I called her mother, but the woman didn't pick up the phone. After making several attempts at regular intervals, I finally left a sweet message on her voicemail. Whatever. I need to talk to you about Irasu Makina. And this morning, I received a return call directly from Irasu Kiyoka herself. The woman was calling her daughter's cell phone, but a strange man answered. She made no attempt to hide her understandable mistrust. But after I explained that I was acting as Makina's representative, I seemed to earn at least provisional recognition, successfully convincing her to make time for a face-to-face conversation. In order to meet Makina's mother at 1500 hours this afternoon, I take the train alone from Mishima Cape Station into the city. My appointment's at the headquarters of the clan's core organization, Irasu Global. Although I said the city, the building apparently stands discreetly a good distance from Tokyo's core. I'm not fond of trains, but for Makina's sake, I need to try and settle this as quickly as humanly possible. My ad break was a new Prius and a sheep invasion. Oh yeah, it would be time for another ad break every half hour. Gosh, if I had a second monitor, I would be having the Twitch, dashboard thing open so I'd see the countdown for when the next ads start. But I am but a man with a single monitor, and not really any space to have a second one. But hey, I'm doing pretty good with just one monitor. I'd say so, at least. I've been doing decent. I found my workarounds for things that take up the full screen. I mean, maybe I could get a second monitor at some point and just kind of have it pointed over here, but then again, I'm really gonna have to go back and forth between the two. I don't know. That's something I'll work out later. Not a big concern. I'm managing with a single monitor. Very well. After somehow toughing out 48 miserable minutes on 3 different trains, I spent half an hour walking the 10-minute taxi ride from the station to the Irasu Global building. And still managed to arrive 15 minutes ahead of time. Oh, that's good. Being early is better than being late. Considering the scale of the Irisu Enterprises, the headquarters is a surprisingly compact 12-story building. Not any different in size from a branch office in my company. Driving while texting for me. Pay attention or pay the price. Wow, what vastly different ads, but they all seem to be revolved around cars. Why am I getting fucking car ads? Whatever. Apparently that's my audience. They all like cars. From Sakaki's stories, I'd imagined a towering monument to corporate power and wealth, but this leaves a very different impression. Well, better than getting intimidated by the building right off the bat, I guess. I'd been a little concerned about being overwhelmed by some massive skyscrapers, so this is a pleasant surprise. Give me the Subaru soccer puppies again. Bring them back. Bring back the puppers. You always start off at a psychological minus when negotiating in the opponent's stronghold, so even a small plus like this is something to be grateful for. Drawing the necktie and my school uniform tight around my neck, I make my way quietly through the automatic door in the front of the building, then confirm my appointment at the front desk. I like how they say Kazumi-sama. They're really showing reverence to just some schmuck. Like, that's a lot of respect to just throw onto this, like, 17-year-old kid. The receptionist, a worthy match for Komine Sachi in the utterly expressionless department, guides me to a bank of elevators, where a woman in a clearly expensive dark red suit is patiently holding a door open. Never even opening her eyes, Miss Sawada offers a perfect 10-degree bow. Returning a small nod of greeting, I enter the red-carpeted elevator as instructed. Sinking to my ankles in the long-haired carpet, I join my hands behind my back in the at-ease position. Oh yeah, that's standard. I get that. Random military talk. At least in the Canadian military, there are 3 positions that you can stand at when you're on parade. You can stand at attention, at ease, or at easy. At attention is, well, your heels, legs together, arms snapped to your side. At ease is your legs are apart and your hands are behind your back. You want your middle fingers touching, left hand over the right hand, like that. And then just your thumbs just kind of cross like that. That is at ease, and then at easy is same leg position as ease, but your arms are now at your side. It's your relaxed position, essentially. The at easy position is just something made so you can very easily snap back to at ease, because that's where a lot of commands can be given from. You need to be at ease before a proper command is given, so when you're addressed whenever your squad or whatever is addressed, you'd snap back to at ease and then follow whatever command you're given. Which is usually to go back to attention, because you can only start moving when you're at attention, or anything else. There you go, you got some little military shit. That's some stuff I remember from, oh my god, over 10 years ago at this point. I like that time of my life, I'll be honest. It was fun every week. Just going out, meeting up in a uniform, and doing things. It was essentially a second school, more or less, because I was learning things in classes. Christ, eventually at the end of it, I was teaching this stuff. It never occurred to me, but are the positions psychological conditioning to be receptive to new information and orders? Pretty much. I mean, I guess standing at attention means your attention is driven to whatever is being said. I mean, even at ease, you're supposed to, still be cognizant of what is going on around you, but you're just, a little more relaxed. You're not, perfectly straight. Your hands are behind your back, and you're just standing there to just casually listen. Physiological? No, it's psychological, but probably that too. There's just a lot to it. There's a lot to it, but I guess you could say that. It does condition you to pay more attention, especially when you're called to attention. Because once you hear that, or just them saying squad in a very specific way, your attention is focused to them, you snap right back to it, and then you're just whatever they say goes, you follow that without any kind of question. Yeah. Because even from at easy, at least back when we were doing it, if it was like sort of free time, we could just kind of like straight up relax and maybe sort of kind of chat with everyone around us without moving our feet at all. But the minute they say like squad, our attention is back to them and we're back to at ease just immediately. It's a whole entire process. Which obviously it's the point. I haven't had to do any kind of drill in literally over a decade, but I still remember this stuff. That's how much it was, literally drilled into my head. I still remember this stuff. I could get myself out onto a parade square and still do pretty well. I can still remember the commands. I remember all the basic stuff. I remember the calls for marching and saluting and just turning your eyes to the right if you need to just look in someone's position. There's a whole thing. Military parades are a whole beast, and I've been in too many of them. I was in too many of them back in the day, especially when you go to summer camp. There was a fucking parade like every week. And I staffed one, so I had to do a fuck ton of them. Regular and graduation parades. Those are always fun. I've even done shit with flags. At one point I was like teaching people how to do flag drill. Yeah, if you think just marching in step with people is easy, try doing that while you've got a big fuck off flag sitting in a holster in front of you and you gotta keep your arm perfectly straight. Pretty much in front of your one eye. That's always fun. Never did any kind of rifle drill though. It seemed to be just me doing regular drill and also flags drill. You're making me think about my fucking cadet days. Did Color Guard and Boy Scouts, not quite as rigid, but I feel ya. I mean, God, I literally aged out of that program. I mean, I technically started a year late from when I could have joined, but I aged out of the program as the second highest rank and position at our local thing. I was a deputy commander. I was a warrant officer second class and the deputy commander of my squadron. I barely remember the things I actually did in that position. Mostly it was just parade stuff and just basically said, besides the actual commissioned officers, that are actually getting kind of a paycheck for doing this and are employed by the Canadian military, more, as just, a random kid we've given these ranks to for this here, you are second in command. So if your first one is sick that day, you're in charge of everyone. Besides actual officers. And well, my sister was also in the same program. She had a few more years on, at least another year and a bit on me, and she eventually took control of the whole damn thing. By the time I left, I was second, she was third. By the time she left, she was first. We were one of the only troops in my area that could pull off a swinging gate turn. You sound bitter? No, totally not. Nah, it's all good. My sister's generally better at stuff like that, just kind of in general. Yeah, she's always kind of done better than me in a lot of things. She's definitely a lot more of the athletic type. She definitely has more of a... I definitely say she has more of a brain than me, just in general. That's just her, though. I guess you could say my strength was computer stuff and electronics. That's about it. Which, I mean, that's fine. I'm still happy with what with everything. I'm happy with how it turned out. She just seemed to do a lot better in general in most other things. That's all. And I'm happy for her. I mean, it was through that program that she met her husband. Not sure the proper term for it, but where one person is the hinge point, the rest of the color guard march in a line and pivot around them for like a 90-degree angle turn. I mean that from what I recall from like with marching in parades and stuff, that's just normal left and right turns. We're supposed to be turning at a 90-degree. If you're on your own, it's just it's just a sharp turn. But if you're trying to march in a actual actual group, and you want to keep that same, everyone in the same way, how they're supposed to be, not suddenly just like, okay, now everyone's just kind of everywhere. If you're marching along and call it, the ones at the very, like the inner part of the turn would generally just kind of more or less take very, very short steps to keep themselves in the same spot, not kind of like going out, looping, outward and then going. They would just literally be kind of turning on the spot. Then the people in the middle rank would just be doing normal steps and turning, and then the people in the outer would take longer steps just to keep that, it, looking like a door. For whatever reasons, other kids in our areas couldn't use their peripherals to keep in line with everyone else. It is hard. I will admit, it is hard, especially if you're younger, to get used to using your peripherals. And honestly, I was kind of bad at that kind of stuff to begin with. But eventually, you do just kind of get used to it. You do literally just... Eventually, it just kind of comes to you and you get it, and then you can do it no problem. It's also in marching band, so yeah, I got used to that too. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're just marching bands in general. You are doing military drill. I mean, our squadron and every other squadron and other groups, platoons, whatever you want to call them out there, you generally also have a band that will march on parade with them. Whatever they could be playing bagpipes, tenor drums, snare drums, the big old bass drum. Yeah, marching in step with this big fuck-off drum in front of you. You don't know where you're going. You're just, gotta use my peripherals while I keep banging this thing away so I don't run into something or someone. Because you can't be turning your head looking, am I still going the right way? Am I still going the right way? Mercifully, we did not have bagpipes. We did. Yeah, we did. Bagpipes are just a staple for military drills, especially around here in Canada. This is just how it is. I'm used to the sound of bagpipes. I'm very used to the sound of bagpipes. They don't bother me at all. I don't find it annoying. It's just music. Anyway, let's just keep going. You poor bastard. Bruh, come on. I'm literally used to it. You could go probably somewhere in the world and they'd find a guitar annoying and never want to hear it. It's all about perspective. Miss Sawada moves quietly inside, turning her back to me to press the 12 button for the top floor. On second glance, the panel only has buttons for the lobby and the 12th floor. Looks like this is a private elevator to the president's office in the penthouse. When we arrive a few seconds later, Miss Sawada simply murmurs, this way, quietly, before setting off down the hallway. As I follow, I can't help confirming the positions of the windows and emergency exits, as per my usual habit. Yeah, just looking for ways out in case things go south all the time. Your job clearly trained you for that. Gazing outside the windows, I'm less concerned with the pleasant view than potential sniping points. This has got to be an occupational disease at this point. Sort of like a patch of rust inside my mind that won't scrape off. The corridor the secretary leads me down only has one actual door. Inside, there's a modest room about 13 square meters in size, dominated by a desk that's built into the floor. A nameplate reading Sawada Hiroka stands on its surface. Presumably, this is my guide's personal office. In the very back of this room, there's a more imposing door made of thick, expensive-looking wood. Miss Sawada raps on it lightly with her knuckles, calling, "Kazumi Yuji-sama has arrived, ma'am," to the person inside. Excuse me while I have some Coca-Cola. I finally got some Coca-Cola. Finally. And the answer she receives in turn is spoken in a far more youthful voice than I'd expected. You just look like fucking grown-up Makina. Miss Sawada opens the door and guides me inside. The moment I cross the threshold, I squeeze both my hands into fists at my side, and then click my heels together and stand at attention. Okay, that's also a military thing. When you go into someone's office, or just like an office in general, that's what you do. That you go to like the threshold of it, you stand at attention, depending if how you're addressed or whose office it is, you generally salute and ask permission to enter. And then once you're granted permission, then you can go in. And then when you leave, you do the same thing. You go to the doorframe, you turn back around to look into the room, stand at attention, potentially salute or not, and then just leave. As the second in command, I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do that anymore because the main office with all the officers was also my office. So I could just walk in, no problem. I could walk in and out as much as I wanted. Because it gets a little tiring after a while, especially if for whatever reason you gotta go back and forth between the office and somewhere else and back. But generally at that point, if they're expecting you to have something or bring something to them, you could just, you know, stand at attention at the door, do whatever, and then just walk in. Just to make it simple. And easy. But if it's anyone else, you gotta stand there, wait at that door until someone, you know, notices you and then lets you come in. Yeah, it's a whole thing. This is making me really reminisce about my old cadet days. Notice me, Door Senpai. Kazumi Yuji reporting in. As Itasu Kyoko watches me bow from behind her desk, her eyes open wide for just a moment. Bro, you, like... Yeah, no shit. Nor she's gonna be surprised, like, wait, what the fuck are you doing? That startled expression strongly resembles Makina's. Not that I really suspected otherwise, but it's more than enough to convince me this woman is her mother. As she offers me gentle, bland words of greeting, Itasu Kyoka's eyes glance not to my face, but to my feet. My master once told me, women who look at your feet first need to be handled with caution. It's the sign of a person who judges a man's worth based on the shoes they're wearing. Their attitude changes dramatically based on that evaluation. I'm wearing black loafers of the sort designated by the Mihama Academy dress code. Not high-quality products by any means, but thanks to the habits I picked up in my workplace, they're so well polished you can see your face in them. Yeah, you had to do that too. You gotta keep up your uniform, including polishing your boots. My polishing was not my strongest suit, I will admit that. I couldn't get it to a very super glossy sheen like that, no matter how much I tried. I just couldn't get it. It's my weakest point entirely. I just couldn't. My sister was better at it. Again, she was just better. She was so much better at that stuff. No, please don't take the trouble.
遠慮はいりませんのよ。いつも娘がお世話になっていることですし。沢田、冷たいお茶をお持ちして。承知いたしました。
Miss Sawada bows as rigidly as a mechanical doll, then quietly leaves the room. As we wait for the tea, Itasu Kyoka observes me carefully, the bright smile never leaving her face. After a long moment of silence, she abruptly opens her mouth.
本社という割には意外と小さな建物で驚かれましたか?
Well, yes.
ですけど、ここまで自社で完結した建物も珍しいのですよ。
In-house, ma'am?
このビルを建てたのはうちの設計会社と建設会社なのはもちろんのこと、あなたがここまで来るのに目にしたものすべてがうちの商品なのです。
Huh. Well, that's kinda neat.
ロビーに置かれた観葉植物や自動販売機の飲み物もそうですし、この部屋に来るために乗ったエレベーターもイリスの商品なら。
Also very self-indulgent.
極端な話、この会社で働いている人間もイリスの人間ばかりですから、ほぼすべてがイリス製と言っても過言ではありません。
Is that so? Are these words intended as some kind of boast? Or perhaps a reminder that I don't have a single ally in this place? An implicit threat? Itasu Kyoka, an expression of studied innocence on her face, begins to answer questions I haven't asked.
この日本の多くの人がそうと知らずにイリスの手のひらの上で生活しています。例えばそう、あなたが今朝食べたこんにゃくゼリーもうちの商品です。
How do you know what we had for breakfast? Okay, we didn't. I don't believe I had any, actually.
あら残念。最近の若い子の間でブームなのですよ。朝こんにゃくで元気をチャージっていうテレビ CM ご覧になったことはないかしら？ほら、男性アイドルの井口あすまが渋谷の駅前を歩きながらゼリーを飲んでる CM。
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm afraid not.
そう。じゃあせっかくですからお土産に一箱持って帰りなさいな。
Oh my god.
今電話をして用意させます。
Seriously? She's trying to shill her products on us? I'm appreciative of your thoughtfulness, but I came here today as a representative of Itasu Makina, not a tourist.
代理人ね。失礼ですけれど、あなたはマキナとはどのようなご関係で？
We're classmates.
クラスメート？ただのクラスメートが個人の家庭の事情にここまで介入するのかしら？
I've received more than adequate compensation for my involvement. Big ada vibes. Yeah. I am thrown off though because she looks just like an older Makina. That's kind of messing with me though.
報酬ああ、そういえばあの子の口座から少しまとまった金額が引き落とされそうになったと聞きを読んでますけど、そういうことですの？
Element of surprise. Oh my god. Yeah, we were in fact paid 700 grand to do this. I'll just take care of Makina in general, so I better have some fucking say with you. It is indeed.
あらそう。まあまあ、随分と大きな買い物をしたかと思えば、そう、あなたを買ったのですね。
Okay, she did not buy me. She just gave me her allowance that I'm allowed to dole out to her whenever I see fit. I became her sugar daddy, even though she was the one to give me the money in the first place. It is fucking weird. Thinking about this whole thing with Makina is weird.
人様の子をお金で買うなんて、なんて子なのかしら。まったく。
She should not buy a human being. I'm the abnormal one for allowing myself to be purchased. Please don't blame your daughter.
あら、忠実。あの子、いい買い物をしたわね。
This is fucking weird.
お茶をお持ちいたしました。お入りなさい。失礼いたします。
Miss Sawada carries in 2 cool glass teacups and a wooden tray with an artful assortment of small cakes. Bending her knees carefully to the ground, she personally arranges them on the low table in front of us.
どうぞ、お召し上がりになって。
Very kind of you. I bring the teacup to my mouth, watching out of the corner of my eye as Sawada bounds silently and slips out out the room. The tea has a rich, pleasant aroma, and a single sip spreads clean, simple sweetness throughout my mouth. If I'm able to appreciate its excellent flavor like this, I'm probably not dangerously nervous at the moment. Returning my cup to the table, I abruptly broach the main topic. In regards to Irisu Makina, it seems she no longer has the slightest intention of returning.
いきなりそのお話ですか。
It is the reason I came here, after all.
それで、私にどうしろとおっしゃるのかしら。
Makina has no interest in returning to the Irisu clan in any capacity. Therefore, I would ask you to bring the various forms of harassment being employed against her to a complete halt.
嫌がらせとおっしゃいますと？
Were you not aware that the bakery where she's currently employed had 4 live bullets fired into its shop front?
お話だけは伺っております。が、あれは私の指示ではありませんよ。一部の過激な文化集の仕業ではないかと噂されてはいますが、詳細はまだ調査中とのことです。
We investigated ourselves and found ourselves free of guilt and any wrongdoing. I've seen that listed too many times on various articles. Of course, I didn't come here with the assumption that you were responsible. However, you are capable of issuing an order to refrain from further extreme actions. This is an appeal for your assistance.
なんだか思っていたよりもつまらないお話ね。一つお聞きしてもよろしい？
I'll answer anything I can.
そのあなたが言うパン屋さんに銃弾が撃ち込まれた事件の実行犯とおぼしき人物が何者かの手によって拘束されていたところを警察に確保されたと報告がありましたが、もしかしてあれはあなたの仕業なのかしら？
How interesting. I can't say that I recall anything of the sort.
本当に?
Don't you think it's a bit far-fetched to suggest a mere student like myself could possibly have taken such an outrageous course of action?
確かに普通の学生には無理でしょ。では、あなたは普通の学生なのですか?
She fucking knows our history, doesn't she? You can see for yourself, ma'am. I'm a thoroughly unremarkable dime a dozen student.
では、そんなつまらない人間にマキナは7000万円も払ったとおっしゃるの?
If you'll excuse my saying so, that has less to do with my capabilities and more to do with your daughter's exceptionally eccentric personality. Hey, Yusuke, how's it going? Well, redeeming the fact. Okay, what fact can I come up with this time? Fact. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Okay, I got one. So, in Kamen Rider... No, sorry, not Kamen Rider. In Saban's Masked Rider... They obviously were adapting Kamen Rider Black RX. They were adapting that season. And toward the end of that season, the 10 riders that came before Black RX appeared to help him in the end. And they also adapted those episodes. So, all of those riders did appear and introduce themselves. That's really all they kind of really did. They, yeah. It was very, very... very odd, because they just literally come the fuck out of nowhere. However, during their introduction, they cut away from two of them introducing themselves. Those two being Kamen Rider Nego and Kamen Rider... Oh, sorry, not even Kamen Rider, and Rider Man. Mostly because Kamen Rider Nego looks exactly the same as Kamen Rider Ichigo, and I guess they figured kids would be confused. And Rider Man is a dude that wears a half mask over his, over his head, but the rest of his mouth is exposed, so hard to dub over straight up Japanese, mouth movements. So they just cut away from him. While that isn't really a problem in and of itself, they kept the rest of the rider names, like in the introduction they're ordered, but didn't account for the guys they cut out. So, Kamen Rider Ichigo introduced himself as Masked Rider Warrior Leader. Kamen Rider V3, after skipping over Nego, introduces himself as Masked Rider Warrior Commander. Kamen Rider X introduces himself as V3. Kamen Rider Amazon calls himself Rider Man. Kamen Rider Sky Rider calls himself Amazon, and in fact, that's become a mini meme because just of the way he introduces himself, going, "I am Amazon!" God, just thinking about it is too funny. Kamen Rider Super One says his name is Strongman. Oh, I forgot about Masked Rider X, who is actually Kamen Rider Stronger, has a big S on his chest, but he's Masked Rider X. And then lastly, the only other one to really have their name correct is Z-Cross, the last of them. He has the exact same name. So they really... fucking Saban. But then in the wide group shots, Kamen Rider Nego and Rider Man are still there, so they're just two random unnamed Masked Riders. It is so screwed up. Saban's Masked Rider is a mess and a half, and here's your little bonus fact. Those riders weren't supposed to be there. They weren't supposed to be using that footage for it. The initial idea apparently was just to have the Power Rangers show up in his finales to help him out. To tie back into how he appeared in the first 3 episodes of Season 3 of MMPR. But if Power Rangers had a shoestring budget, Masked Rider had an even more tight budget. So it was too costly to bring the Power Rangers in and film new footage with them, because it would all have to be 100% new footage. So they went with the cheaper route and just straight up took the actual Black RX episodes featuring all the previous Kamen Riders and just used that with dubbing. Yeah. In fact, let me check the dates on that. When the last episodes of Masked Rider were. Like, when did they premiere? This is probably going to be nearly fucking impossible to find out. Or not. There's lists of episodes. So... So those episodes happened. That episode, at least the main episode there, happened in November 4th, 1996. Now I'm going to look back at MMPR. Where are we? Let's see, what episodes around that time were, excuse me, happening. So I want to see whereabout in, potentially in Power Rangers story, they had stuff going on. It would be in Season 3, so... Alright, so... November 6th... Huh. Okay, in Mighty Morphin Season 3, the 15th episode and the 16th episode had like over a month gap between them. Oh, no, never mind. I see why the orders of them were really fucked up, and why do they have such fucked up release dates? Like, these are really screwed up. Episode 15, original air date was October 9th. 16, November 23rd. 17 and 18, October 16th and 17th. Oh, no, wait, sorry. This is still 1995. I apologize. Oh. They would have been into Zeo at that point. So I gotta move over into Zeo's episodes. Let's see. November. Okay. Literally released on the same day was a thing where frickin' what's his face? Tommy went missing. Okay. Kind of a weird. Yeah, it would have been weird to try to tie in the Zeo Rangers unless they wanted to go back and use the MMPR suits, but then those suits would have been, you know, already been replaced by now. Like, Zeo, I think, was... Yeah, Zero was nearly over at that point. Damn, Masked Rider happened really late. Or just took fucking forever. Hey, Mari! Are your fruits good, sir? Maybe? I don't know. A lot of shit's going on. Saga 3 on Tokusatsu Twitter account last night, a show featuring... Oh! Hiroshi Fujikata, aka Segata Sanshiro, aka Kamen Rider Ichigo. It's the same guy. He's a big name. He's very, very popular for Tokusatsu, obviously. I mean, he was the original Kamen Rider. And Segata Sanshiro, obviously. So I'm not surprised he'd be in more Tokusatsu. God, just looking at his, like, just biography of stuff. Okay, this is actually kind of adorable. This is actually kind of adorable. Real talk, I don't follow Tokusatsu stuff, I'm just a casual observer. He was the originator of the role. He played the original Kamen Rider. He played Kamen Rider #1, Hongo Takashi. He's the one who hurt himself in the motorcycle accident filming his own stunts. And had to be replaced for a bit with, you know, Kamen Rider #2. And he's just been Kamen Rider Ichigo forever. And also, you know, Segata Sanshiro, but this is just amazing. How are you today? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Mari? I'm just reading his thing here. Hiroshi's son, Maito, serves as the current ambassador of Sega as of in 2020, portraying Segata Sanshiro's son, Sega Shiro. And his son also played Kamen Rider Ichigo's younger self in the 2021 film Kamen Rider Beyond Generations. This is literally a family-like thing now. It's amazing. I love that. We don't talk about Super 1 because he gypped all of his fans, you know? Like, he just kept scamming them for money that he said he needed. And now no one knows where he is because he fled the country. Good, good, good. Woke up to a bug on my wall by my bed, so I had to take it outside. Ugh. I mean, it's better to see a bug and know you got rid of it than see a bug and then lose track of it. Also, I'm going to be back in a second. Got to take care of something, so I will BRB. Alright, I am back. Yeah, I actually did see that earlier, Brozard. I actually saw that like sometime last night. I'm like, yeah, this surprised me. He was probably there for maybe an episode or something. Or, judging by the whole title there, it was probably a mini-movie. It's like, alright, he's a big name in Tokusatsu, so why not throw him in there? Pretty sure he loves doing this stuff too, so... I mean, he appears all the time. If they can get him back to, at the very least, voice Ichigo, they'll do it. Whether it's just, you know, him voicing over a stunt double in the suit, or just him actually appearing. The dude just keeps on acting. It's actually pretty impressive. Gotta hand it to him. Granted, I am not a fan of his, supposedly stronger, kind of powered-up form they gave him for his, like, movie with Kamen Rider Ghost. I'm gonna bring a picture of both regular Ichigo and his weird power-up form. I said save as PNG. Thank you. So, standard Ichigo, or at least one of his standard looks, is, well, that. Just the basic Kamen Rider. The colors have changed every now and again, but this is more or less what Ichigo's look is now, his defined look, and what my, you know, onesie is based off. And the Kamen Rider, in the movie he had with Kamen Rider Ghost, where he was very much the main character, they gave some explanation of he's been a cyborg for so many years, he had to do a power-up because his body was just slowly breaking down, those augmentations weren't as good anymore, and... This is... Yeah, he becomes very, very beefy. Very beefy. Ichigo's, like, standard pose is, like, doing this. Like, just... Like, doing that, just... He can't even do that in this suit. It's like... Ugh, because he can't get his arm around his giant fuck-off chest. I'm not a fan of it. He's way too bulky. Like, way too bulky. If this is just some kind of attempt at modernizing the Showa-era designs, they've done better. In Kamen Rider Amazons, in Kamen Rider Sango, they've done a lot better than this. Like, what the hell am I looking at? He's got too much going on. Way too much going on. I prefer the original design. I prefer this Ichigo to this Ichigo. I wish this one didn't really exist. Just get rid of those now. Yeah, I much prefer the original Ichigo. Especially because, you know, Kamen Rider Nigo's a thing, and he's got, like, the same suit, just with some slight aesthetic differences. Like, instead of a dual silver stripe, he has one silver stripe. And his belt, I believe, is white? What color is Ichigo's belt here? I gotta look at that thing again. Yeah, Ichigo's belt is red, while Nigo's is white. Sometimes Nigo has a black-colored version of their helmet, other times it's the exact same helmet. But it's fine, because they're the double riders. That's kind of their thing. They gave this power up to Ichigo. Nigo is pretty much forgotten, so you lose that. It's like, no, I'm sorry. You ruined the double rider experience. Granted, they haven't really done anything with Nigo in forever. The focus is solely on when they bring up like stuff like that. It's just really Ichigo. from what I recall, the last time Nigo had any kind of actual big-ish role might have been in the O's and Deno movie, where, I mean, it was the two of them, obviously. Maybe even the one that actually introduces us. Actually, in fact, probably newer, the one that introduces Kamen Rider Sango. I don't know. The point is, they don't really care that much about Kamen Rider Nigo compared to Kamen Rider Ichigo. Even though Nigo actually, I think, appeared more in the original series than Ichigo did. By virtue of, well, you know. Ah, shit. I already lost his name here. But, you know, Fujioka-san, you know, hurting himself back in the day. He hurt himself back in the day doing motorcycle stunts in the suit for the show and had to be written off so he could, you know, recover for it. And he was gone for a bit. Then I guess came back for a little bit, then left, and then came back on for the rest of the show. But I think Nigo might have appeared in more episodes. Hell, I think actually he got replaced by episode 13. That's how early this happened. I'm gonna just confirm that, and then I'll get back to the game itself. Let's see. Yeah. Episode 13 was the was when he was like kind of, you know, written out of the show briefly and Nigo took over. He didn't reappear again until episode 40. Then he was there for 2 episodes, disappeared again, didn't come back till episode 49, and then after that he was there for the rest of the show. Granted, the original Kamen Rider ran for 98 episodes. With apparently the first 2 episodes of Kamen Rider V3 were supposed to be basically just... more or less, they're just supposed to be the last 2 episodes of Masked Rider. Because they are very heavily featured in those first 2 episodes before eventually supposedly dying and handing it off to V3. Yeah. Episode 13 written out, and then comes back in episode 40, and then stays on after 49. Sorry about that. Just kind of got on a little sidetracking thing there. Just gonna kind of finish this scene up, and then I'm probably just gonna end it just a little early.
Nara, そういうことにしておきましょう。でもあなた。
Itasu Kyoka leans closer to the leather sofa where I'm seated and gives the air of a gentle but audible sniff.
とびきり凶暴な犬の匂いがしますわよ。
Do I really smell? I did bathe before my visit, for what it's worth.
骨の髄まで染みついた匂いがお風呂に入ったぐらいで消えるもんですか。 まあいいでしょう。あなたの陳情は確かに聞きました。マキナに対して過激な行動を取らぬよう徹底させましょう。
I'm grateful for your understanding. Could I have your seal on this settlement agreement?
あらびっくり。そんなものまで用意していたのですか？
Respectfully, a private verbal promise to a student doesn't amount to much.
わかりました。判を押しましょう。ですが、これはあくまでも私との話し合いで結ばれた示談とお考えくださいね。
What do you mean by that?
つまり、私自身はマキナに対して危害を加えるような命令や指示を出すことはありませんし、他の者にもそれを徹底はします。ですが、全員が全員、私の指示に従うことは保証の限りではありません。という意味です。
That makes your agreement all but meaningless.
もちろん、私の指示に反して行動した者には、しかるべき責任を負わせますが、そう簡単な話ではないことは、あなたも理解しているのではありませんか？そもそも、先に拳を振り上げたのは、宗家のマキナ派の人間です。分家の代表たるサリナを車ごと爆破されたのですよ。私が報復するなと言ったところで、聞き入れる分家衆が何人いることやら。
Came here today in the hope you'd find a way to make them listen.
こうも状況がこじれてしまえば、それも無理な相談ではなくて。
Talking about your own child here, ma'am.
ええ、確かに。マキナにしてもサリナにしても、どちらも私がお腹を痛めて産んだ子です。ですから、どちらが家督を継いでも、私は一向に構わないのですよ。
Well, I already hate her guts. That's not the problem here.
一番簡単で確実にマキナの身を守ろうと思うのなら、マキナの身柄を本家に預けるのが一番です。内側に入ってしまえば、さすがに分家衆も迂闊に手出しはできません。
But that's...
いくらマキナが嫌だと言ったところで、それが最善であることに変わりはありません。あなたからもあの子を説得していただけませんか？
That's not possible.
だったら私が直接あの子に話します。とはいえ、私が直接電話してもきっとあの子は出ないでしょうし、あなたが電話してくださらない？
I can contact her. But unless Makina herself wants to talk to you, I won't be able to hand over the phone.
それでも構いません。
Very well. Take out my cell phone from my breast pocket and dial Makina's number.
パパ、どうしたの？もう話し合いは終わった？
No, we're still in the middle of our conversation. But your mother says she wants to speak to you. Will that be alright? You can just come up with some excuse if you don't want to talk. It's completely up to you.
わかった。話してみる。
You're gonna be alright?
電話でなら、多分。
Alright, how well is this gonna go? Understood. I'm going to give the phone to your mother now. Wow, Nick. Ears. Makina seems to be willing to talk.
あら、そう。
Itasu Kyoka gingerly accepts the cell phone from my outstretched hand, then brings it to her ear.
もしもし、マキナね。 私です。だから私ですって。何？よく聞こえません。もっと大きな声で。はい。ですからイリス・キヨカ、あなたのお母さんです。母親を詐欺と間違える子がありますか？まったく。
Oh. Probably not wanting me to overhear the phone call, Itasu Kyoka stands from her seat with my cell phone, then walks off briskly to the far window. What sort of conversation do you possibly have with the mother you haven't even seen in 6 months? 6 years, sorry. Why did I say months? Take care of something real quick. I need to get done. I can't wait on something right now. So I gotta go plan B. Okay. More importantly, was allowing them to talk directly really a wise decision on my part? Just as my impatience begins to develop into something like regret, Itasu Kyoka returns with my cell phone, having concluded her discussion much more quickly than I had expected. Oh, perfect. Right away.
どうもありがとう。こちらお返しいたしますわ。
Perhaps something of a clean freak, she holds out my cell phone pinched delicately between the tips of her fingers, as if handling something deeply unsanitary. Taking it carefully, I try to study her expression, but the face of Makina's mother, a woman who's lived her life moving in the shadows of the Irasu Zaibatsu, reveals absolutely nothing. Boy, supremacy. I gotta be right back real quick. I'm just gonna fire something off. And I am back. There, that's taken care of. I was waiting on someone to reply about something I needed, but they hadn't replied yet, so I just went with someone else, and they responded really quickly, so I just had to send something off, so we're all good there now. So that's done and taken care of, thankfully. So one less thing for me to worry about until, like sometime in like less than 2 weeks.
結論は出ましたから、もうお引き取りいただいて結構ですよ。ご苦労様でした。
A conclusion? What kind of...
当人同士の話し合いで出た結論です。あなたにそこまで説明する必要はありません。
I'm afraid I can't be satisfied with that.
まだお分かりになっていただけないのかしら。あなたはマキナの代理人としてやってきておきながら、結局は当人に対話を委ねたのですよ。
Yeah, I mean, she's, got him there.
つまり、すでに代理人としての権利を放棄したのです。ご理解いただけますか？そもそも代理人とはおっしゃいますが、それはマキナが勝手に起こした人間です。私が認めないと言えば、あなたには何の権利もないのですよ。
Certainly true.
よろしい。小野が微力をしっかりわきまえたのなら、1階でこんにゃくゼリーをもらって学園にお帰りなさいな。
Not only am I supposed to go home without accomplishing anything whatsoever, you expect me to carry back a box of souvenirs like a complete idiot?
あらあら、その程度の認識を持ち合わせていらっしゃるのね。帰り道の途中で気づいて、もらったゼリーを投げ捨てるぐらいの若さを体験してほしかったのに。
I see. Quite the arrogant personality. This woman seems to have divided human beings into two clearly defined categories. She looks down on those who can't profit her in some way as garbage. Words won't get you anywhere with this type. After heaving a single quiet sigh, I rise from the sofa. Thank you for your time. I'll return at a later date. With this announcement and a brief bow, I leave Irisu Kyoka's office behind. Downstairs, I politely refuse an offer of a car to the station, and naturally turn down the jelly souvenir as well. In the end, I leave with nothing but a painful reminder. Despite my somewhat unusual set of skills and experiences, I'm still nothing but a powerless student. On the walk back to the station, my legs feel far heavier than usual. The thought, why did I even come here, weighs me down like a backpack full of lead. The woman said a conclusion had been reached, but it's not clear what the result that strangely brief conversation will ultimately produce. Is it really alright just to let things take their course like this? Fighting off anxiety, the scent of something vaguely fishy tickling the back of my nostril. Oh, God, I can't even read right now. The scent of something vaguely fishy tickling the back of my... Okay, he's just describing it. God, I cannot read half the time. I make my way back to the dorm where Makina waits. Reading is fundamenti. Okay, perfect. Okay, like I said, I was gonna leave that to, you know, be the end. I wanted to finish that scene. So I'm gonna exit out of everything on this end. Boom. Boom. Okay. little short, but yeah, still, we're getting somewhere. Slowly but surely, we're getting somewhere. Yeah, so, just letting you guys know now, there is not going to be a stream for the next 4 days or so. Just because it is Easter, we got people coming, so we'll be kind of busy for those 4 days straight. Won't really have the time to do this. But I should be back Tuesday, for sure, for something. I am working on the schedule. I will get that out on Twitter and on the Discord as soon as I can. It is mostly done. I'm gonna have to tweak it a little bit. That's all. So, yeah. Thanks everyone, you know, for watching, commenting, and lurking. I do appreciate it very, very much. Yeah, hope I haven't mentioned it before, but I really like this track that plays on the screen. If you want to look at what my outro track is, it is down below in the description. I do have it listed and the link to it. Thank you for your fruit. You're very welcome, Mari. Right, yeah, so, yeah, I'm not gonna be, again, I won't be streaming, probably until Tuesday. And then after that, we should, by then I should have something of a schedule going again, so the stuff is, you know, not as sporadic as it has been. Hey, no fighting in my chat. Everyone gets the fruit. Alright, so I hope you all have yourselves a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.